From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, it's Biz Champions time here on The Horse's Mouth. At my bar, of course, at Tommy Max, brought to our good friends at Branded Brewski. If it's Biz Champions time, that means Major Harding is here at the bar. Always love having Major at our bar, and he's brought a couple guests with him. We're going to talk a little bit about helping some veterans out there and also a little team leadership. So let's welcome in the panel, and we'll start with Justin Lancaster from Star V Learning Centers. How are you, Justin?
Doing all right.
Thanks for being here today, and thank you for your service. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
Tell us what you're doing at Star V, helping out other veterans.
So Star V Learning Centers, we've been helping veterans here in Jacksonville for about 5 years, and
Okay.
we've been kind of really starting to get our footprint in the area and really start establishing ourselves. We're partnered with the DoD to provide transition services for veterans getting out of the military. We help them pick up job skills. We help them get employed in the IT field.
Okay.
And recently, we're starting to look into getting accredited at the end of this year, working with organizations like Allegiant Vets, organizations like Wounded Warrior Project, and Read USA, and really just trying to get out there and help the community, increase their education level and their employability.
Are you mostly digital, or do you have like brick and mortar centers, or what? Would you have a little bit of both, or?
Brick and mortar.
Brick and
we
mortar.
find that hands-on
Awesome.
training is so much better than sitting in a Zoom classroom.
Now, how many centers do we have in the area?
We have 2 so far, one here in Jacksonville, Florida, one out in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay.
Our newest facility, and that one's been up for about a year or so.
Okay. Are you, constantly looking for land and things like that to grow? I would imagine.
Yeah, you keep an eye out, keep an ear out, whenever, a new opportunity comes about, places that have a lot of transitioning military, we try to set up a new location to kind of ease the amount of travel and logistics they have to work on to come work with us. Being in person, it's a little bit more of a hurdle nowadays having to fly to a new city.
Of course.
Try to make it easier for them.
How many veterans do you guys help just here in Jacksonville alone? What?
Probably about 200 a year or so.
All right, good for you, man. That's fantastic. I know that transition got to be pretty darn tough.
It's pretty rough.
I bet.
They need as much support as they can get, and we're happy to provide it.
Well, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Another veteran is here, Dan Mayville from Top Build Teams. Hey, Dan. Thanks for your service. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thanks
Tell
for
us
having
about
me.
your Top Build Teams, man, how you're impacting and teaching performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a consultant and an advisor, and I work with businesses that are trying to grow and scale.
Okay.
But I help organizations solve the people part of that equation. How do you really understand your people better so that you can really increase the impact that they have? Right people, right seats on the bus.
Okay.
Somebody called it Match.com.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But really trying to solve the people part of the equation so that you can successfully grow and scale.
Give you that even more it's an educated guess, right? Because look, people come in for interviews, they're going to put on their best, foot forward, and you got to weed through a little, right? And then you got a system that backs it up or whatnot, right?
Absolutely. We call that falling in love. Candidate comes in and interviews well, and you fall in love.
Right.
But we can help them kind of figure out and make sure that they're actually going to be the person, the way you need the job to be done.
Is it through like a scoring kind of system or a grading type system?
It absolutely is. We use assessments to really understand how you work. The job description tells you what your job is.
Yeah.
But this is how we defined how you need to behave in that role.
Yeah.
And then make sure that you're suited for that.
Wow.
So.
That's great, Major. Great to have you.
Hey, Tom.
Football. I mean, I'm thinking like the Jags could use this kind of thing. You know what I mean? It seemed like
evaluator.
Look, I'm a big go by your gut. Like you could tell. At least you hope you can tell somebody just by how they act and how you feel towards them. I'm a big believer in that. But you also nice to have a backup system that says, no, they're not the right candidate, or yes, they are the right candidate. You know what I mean? It seems like they should have that.
Exactly.
Well, it's like Wonderlic, right? You use Wonderlic in the combine, in the draft, and all of that.
Yeah.
This is now the assessments that measure the round out the rest of that story.
But that's more like that's not culture, the Wonderlic.
No,
that's
it's
more
just
like
intelligence.
Knowledge,
Right.
right?
Intelligence.
Yours seems more like getting the personalities together that are like-minded. It's just no different than a locker room. You can't have a couple guys or a guy that's not on board, and then they're doing their own thing, and other guys are getting attached to it. Next thing you know, it just becomes a problem.
Then all of a sudden the vision goes poof.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's why businesses fail. I mean, they don't maintain that vision of where they're going to start here and they want to get to the finish line.
Yep.
So you just got to figure out the most aggressive and smartest way to do that.
Yeah.
So
No doubt. Justin, how about with you guys? Are you using technology, and any automation at all to get them scheduled and more organized? I don't know.
We definitely, as a technology center, we're working
Yep.
every year and every day to try and find new ways to innovate what we do and to make it competitive and
Right.
marketable for people seeking careers. We want to provide the best service we can. So recently we're looking at things like smart boards to kind of automate some of the recording of our training.
Okay.
We're
Yep.
looking at kind of modernizing some classrooms. We've been working on that for a few years. And then, honestly, AI is a big thing, and
Yep.
automation's a big thing. And so we're starting to entertain conversations with some guys who design AI-powered robots and see if we can incorporate that into some training.
I know nothing's no easy transition, but do you try to encourage, especially if the veteran liked what they did, whether it was the Navy, whatever they did, and try to find something in the real world that's kind of close to what they were doing? Is that half the battle, I would imagine, maybe?
Like everybody here has been saying, it's about people, and it's
Yeah.
about getting people that are a good fit for what that organization is. And a lot of veterans, we bring a lot of skill sets from the military that don't
Yeah.
necessarily translate one-to-one to the civilian marketplace. And so,
Yeah.
we're trying to find the best match for those skill sets and
Yeah.
the technology skill sets. Technology touches everything,
Yeah.
so you can be in IT anywhere. So
No, right.
gotta
Listen,
find the best place.
military athlete, they're not the same, but the transition can be, some parallels there, and helping guys out. And people out. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work, guys. Really appreciate that.
Thank you much.
Major, always a pleasure. Make sure you
Thanks,
check out
Tom.
Justin and Dan's profile. You'll see Major there as well. You'll see this conversation and thousands of others at the dailynewsnetwork.com website. So until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. And we'll see you right here on the Horse's Mouth. Cheers.
Cheers.